Hello everyone, it's Stefan here, the Photobook Guru, and this week I'm here to review for you the amazing, the fabulous Little Black Books by ZNO. So very quickly, 1 year ago I made a review about the lay flat books by ZNO. If you haven't seen that one, the link is in the description below. Make sure to watch it. And these books are very similar to those, but they are a special edition of the lay flat flush mount books because they had a specific amount of pages, limited options and blah blah blah, but it just became one of their iconic products. Now the reason why I'm doing this review now is because the books are back on the promotion, so you can get the first book for free, and it's an amazing book to get for free. And as of today, which is the 9th of December, if you go onto the website, download the app onto your smartphone, you have to download the app onto your smartphone and make your very first Little Black book, you're going to get a 6x6 hardcover 24-page flush mount book from ZNO, and all you have to pay for is postage, which is roughly between $5 to $7 international. So I don't know how long this is going to be on, but at the moment it's on, so go and try it out. Enough about that. So what about the books? These are amazing little flush mount books, which are basically a teaser into the amazing quality that you can get from ZNO. Now the book is, it's difficult to say whether it's flush mount or lay flat because ZNO uses the same technology for all their books. They use flush mount pages for the lay flat and the Little Black books as well, so a sheet is inserted in between the pages, making it very rigid. These books look amazing on the shelf, especially if you have quite a lot of them. It's a lovely series and the quality is one of the best ones you'll ever get. It's a silver halide book, so printing is top notch. The binding is my favorite in the whole world. ZNO binding is very luxurious and everything about the book is really good. Now I'm going to show you my up-close footages, cover, binding, printing, paper and the app, and then I come back with a little bit more about delivery, price and pros and cons. Stay with me. So the book came boxed like this. It's really tightly packed, like that, and then you open it. Obviously it wasn't ripped, that was just me being unable to open it properly. And when you open it, you've got a lovely note in it saying, "You made a beautiful book. Don't forget to share on Facebook or Instagram, post a picture of your book, a comment or a link, use hashtag ZNO." It's always nice to have a little note, it makes it more personal. And that's the book inside. It's bubble wrap and then another wrap. And there we go. So this is the 6x6 inch Little Black book. The book comes in two sizes. It comes in 6x6 inch, which is this one, and you can also have an 8x8 inch, which is slightly bigger. I'm not sure if both of them come in the free promotion, but if you pay for them, the 6x6 is $10 and the 8x8 is $20 for 24 pages. So let's talk first about the cover. You've got two options. You can either have a paperback or a hardcover. The hardcover is only one type, which you can see here. There are no other options like the ones that you get with the flush mount album, so it's just this hardcover. It's a really smooth surface. It doesn't have the same texture as the one I showed in the lay flat hardcover book. So I hope you can see it's completely smooth. It looks almost completely matte. It doesn't have too much shine to it, just a tiny bit of glare. On the front you can have an image. On the spine you can have your text, and on the back you have the company logo here. Now the only thing you can change about this cover is this color here, which doesn't need to be black despite the name. It can be any color. There's quite a vast range where you can choose from, and obviously you can customize the image and the text. So that's the hardcover. The soft cover looks exactly the same, but obviously it's a much thinner stock and it's not padded. And let me just give you a quick comparison of the two covers, the one that I showed you last year in the lay flat book. So this one is the Little Black book and that's the lay flat. And you can see the cover has this mosaic kind of texture, and the Little Black book is completely smooth. So let's go on to the binding. It's a lay flat book, as you might know by now, and with the ZNO, the lay flat and flush mount is almost identical. The only difference is that the lay flat pages are much thinner than the flush mount, but they use the same technology by inserting a sheet in between the pages to make them much stronger and more rigid. So the binding basically is identical with all of the books apart from the press books. It opens completely flat, as you can see. You can have nice double spreads. And the book starts on the actual back of the front cover, so there's no double black sheet like with the lay flat books. And also it finishes on the last page, so there's nothing after that, it's just the back cover. This solution is not exactly my favorite. I really loved the double sheet black spread that you had with the lay flat books. It had a really nice texture and it always gives a nice beginning to a book. I assume they did this because there is a fixed number of 24 pages and they wanted to maximize the available space for the pictures. Now if you look at the binding from the top, this is my favorite. ZNO has one of the nicest ways of binding a book. There's this lovely fabric on top, I hope you can see. It just gives such a beautiful touch to the book, and it looks extremely elegant and professional. It's very beautifully bound, not a single mistake anywhere, and obviously the same on the bottom, and the pages open nicely. So that's all about the binding. Lay flat, seamless lay flat, elegant, beautiful, professional. That's all you need to know. Let's go on to the pages. So the paper used in this book is a lustrous paper. It has a very subtle sheen, just like you would expect from lustrous paper. A very fine texture. It's exactly the same as I showed you in the lay flat books. There is no other option to choose. You can't choose the metallic art paper and the other options that they have for the flush mount books. So with the little black book, it's just this lustrous paper. The thickness is 0.8 millimeters. They don't give a GSM measurement for the paper because obviously there is a sheet inserted in between the pages, so it wouldn't make any sense. Now, just to give you an idea, this is the thickness of the pages. It doesn't bend. You really have to try hard to bend it even a little bit, and this is where you can see the sheet inserted in between the pages. The only difference between the flush mount books and this one is that with the flush mount books you have an option to choose from 3 different thicknesses, 0.8, 1.2 and 1.5, I think. I'm not really sure, but you have options. But with this one it's just the 0.8 millimeter thickness, which is more than enough, I think, for any lay flat book. And finally, let's move on to the printing process. The books are printed using a silver halide method, which, as you know by now, I always say is the very best you can get, because it doesn't give you any texture that you might get with digital printers, and it's also treating colors much better than dye sublimation or any of the other methods. And it gives you very smooth tones, very even transition from one color to the other, and it's usually much better with highlights and shadows as well. Here are some of the examples of the pages where you can see the colors. They are really, really vibrant and they look beautiful. Nothing's oversaturated, nothing's undersaturated. Everything looks just as it's supposed to look. It's very smooth and looks very professional, just like your old style prints. The only thing I think that could add to these books is if they had at least one glossy option, because that would make the colors pop out even more and make the blacks even more black. But the luster is a perfect choice if you have one option, because it's kind of in between the matte and the shiny, and it has the lovely texture. But you know, just because it's a very stylish, elegant, professional book, you might want to have 2 little options for the paper. And now quickly I'm going to show you how the app works on the phone. So this is the app you need to download onto your smartphone, ZNO. You start it up and then you scroll down to the little black book. Now obviously I've used up my free print, so it's going to show up the price, but if this is the first time you're using it, then it's going to show up as a free trial. And then you click on it, little black book, and you choose your size, which now obviously is payable, but in the beginning you were offered a 6x6 free book, and then all your pictures show up, and you can obviously choose from Facebook, Instagram, Picasa. You choose your images, you have to choose at least 24 and then click next, and here is the book. Now, most importantly, you can only have one photo per page, so you can't do any other layouts. But when you click on a page, then you have a few options. So you can have, you know, a little white border above, or smaller frames and full bleed. So you've got a few options, but it's only one picture per page. And on the first page you can enter the spine text and choose the color, and that's it. And then you go to order, and that's your book ready. You can do the book on the web browser as well, but to my knowledge you can't get a free book using the web browser. It needs to be your phone. Okay, so once again you need to download the app to your phone, otherwise you can't get the free book. It doesn't work in the online editor. Apart from that, everything should be very straightforward. Pricing of the book. If you've already used up your free trial, or you just want to buy some more books, then one of these sizes, the 6x6, costs $10, the 8x8 is $20. If you want to get hardcover, then it's an extra $5. It's only 24 pages, you can't make it longer, you can't make it shorter. Delivery was a little bit longer than last time. Last time when I did the lay flat, it came within 4 days. This took about 2 weeks, so a little bit slowish, but not too bad given that it's a free book, so I'm not going to complain about that. It came from Shanghai, because that's where the company's printing station is located, as far as I know. It costed $7 to get it shipped to the UK. So what are the pros? Why I love this book? I love it because of its supreme quality. The printing process is amazing, its silver halide is the very best you can get. The binding is phenomenal. I love ZNO binding, it's luxurious, it's elegant, it's perfect. I also love the fact that they are so simple and you can get so many on the shelf, and they look very, very nice, and nothing's overcomplicated. It's just a simple photo album with really high quality images, and it's made to very high standards. The other great thing about it is obviously that it's free. It's only the first one that you get free, but whenever you can try something that's really good quality for free, I think that's something you should jump on, especially if you are into photo books and you want to try out a few more companies. Now, what are the cons? What did I not like so much? My biggest problem is that despite being such a high quality book, they only give you one option for the paper, and with the other books they have at least 4 options to my knowledge: lustrous, photo, artistic and metallic print. And the other thing I didn't like so much is that you can't really do a double spread. I understand that it has to be one photo per page, but I would be happy to sacrifice one picture if I could do a panoramic photo into one of these. I mean, it's a lay flat book, that's the whole point, to be able to do double spread photos, and it doesn't really allow you. The biggest one you can get is something like that. If you have a landscape picture and a square one or a portrait one, then it's going to pull it slightly into the other page, but you can't get a full double spread page photo. And finally, I know that these books are all about the pictures, but it would be nice to be able to add some text or anything else into the books. However, I know that it would take away the point of the little black book, which is about simplicity, about creating a book very fast to very high standards. If you want to see more up-close images about the book, then go onto my blog, thePhotobookGuru.com, and you'll also see the latest deals for ZNO, not just for the little black book, but all their other products. Follow me on Facebook, and as always, subscribe for more.